Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike. I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. And Matt, today we have a very special guest. He needs a little introduction. He covers the Jets, he covers the Giants, he does it for SNY. It's Connor Hughes or Connor Vegas, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. Connor looking dapper over there at MetLife. Thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday.
No problem, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Always, always.
Well, Connor, welcome to the program. The name
Yes.
Connor Vegas, we got to address it. The elephant in the room. There is a battle between you and Tony Vegas on Twitter. I think he said that he was your dad. Then the doxing happened, and then an
As proof now
apology.
by my name, yes.
An apology
I've taken
happened.
my long lost father's my long lost father's name. I've decided to take it as my own.
So you apologize in the DM. So is it water under the bridge now, or okay, you were in a good spot?
Yeah. I will say, we are. I'll be honest with you guys. I did not, and this is hand to God. I did not know what doxing was until Matt, you told me. I had no idea what it was. So like again, I explained this to Tony when I was talking to him. As I said, I was like, dude, you got to realize my entire life, since I think I was probably 19, 20 years old and I started covering the Jets, had a career affiliated with social media. So the concept that like there are companies out there that don't want you to have social media was a little foreign to me. So like I said to him, I was like, dude, I was not trying to end your life. I wasn't trying to get you fired. Like you ran a Jets fan page. Like it wasn't like this guy had an underground gambling ring that I pulled back the covers on. So I explained my side of it. He was totally cool. So yeah, Tony and I are on good pages on a good page. And I will say that now that I understand the severity of doxing, I will not be doing that anymore. I'll leave that to some others.
Well, we have our group chat, the three of us,
talking
Jet stuff. And when that went down, you were getting hate on Twitter, and you were like, "What is good?" And I explained to you, I was like, "Hey, not the move. Like, here's why." So the good news is you made amends with Tony Vegas. Some say he breaks more stories than the Jets beat writers combined. Some are saying that's just out there. But good to hear you're on good terms. But then, of course, this week, the troublesome tweet when Tyron Smith wasn't practicing. You're in a battle right now with Jets Twitter, which is uncharted waters for you because usually we're going out Kaz and Samini.
Yeah.
You've been in the mud right now.
I wanted to give those guys a little break. No, dude, you were the one who broke that news to me too. We were talking about Tony Vegas breaking news. He might be breaking news. You're breaking beat news to me because I had no idea what was going on until you hit me up and you were like, "Hey, why don't you come on the pod and try to dispel some of the hate you're getting?" And I'm like,
"You're like, what?
What did I do?" I was like, "I'm trying to think." I was like, "I've been at Giants camp like the last week. Like, what the hell did I do to piss off Jet fans?" And then you said the troublesome thing, and I'm like, well, if the left tackle isn't practicing and he's got injury history, that is kind of troublesome, isn't it? Like, what did I do here? And then I looked into it, and I get it. People are a little sensitive at the moment, but I was like, let's come on here and do some PR and help my image that has been dragged through the mud over that. I'm just going to embrace it. I'll be honest. Like, this is the first time, like, I was at camp today and someone behind me legit yelled, like, "Connor, you're a bum." And I was like, holy crap, dude. Like, what did we do here? Like, it was a tweet. And I didn't even trash him. I didn't say, like, the Jets are going to win 2 games. This guy's a bust. What a terrible
Tyron
sign.
Smith has tightness.
Yeah. I was like, he's got tightness. Yeah, that's troublesome. Like, it wasn't even a disastrous adjective. So I'm going to stand. Tony Vegas, I was wrong for. That one. I'll left hand up. That one was me. I'm going to say the troublesome tweet, though. You guys got to back off me on that one. But
that is funny.
I will embrace it. I'll embrace
it. To your point, you did not use a crazy adjective. You said troublesome. It wasn't like you're like, this is a disaster. Yeah. Like,
yeah. And then when I saw people, and then when you guys told me, you were like, "Yeah, they're really hitting you pretty hard." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And so I go and look at my Twitter. I'm like, "Oh shit, I am." I was at dinner with my wife, and I'm like, "Wow, I'm getting dragged." And so I went back and double checked. Now, granted, what I think people do need to understand is that the day before Salah said it's tightness. Tightness is obviously not a good thing for somebody that regularly has injuries. Tightness means soft tissue issue 99.9% of the time. Next day or that day, Salah said, "Yeah, he'll be back." Next day, he's not back. Now, I love Robert. I have a good relationship with him. He is not exactly the most honest and forthcoming when it comes to injuries.
It's so annoying.
There was a good chance he said tightness, and the next day Tyron Smith has his leg amputated. Like, that's Robert's track record here with injuries. So, we got to back that one off a little bit. So when then it's said he's not in team drills, it's like, okay, that's troublesome. After practice, which is when I sent the tweet during practice, after practice is when Salah comes out and says, "Hey, nothing to worry about. This was scheduled." Now, obviously, we see today he was a limited participant in team drills because of the rain. Obviously, there's nothing to worry about. It is no longer troublesome. But in the moment, when you have a big man with a tightness who has now been out, at the time, I think that was 3 practices in 4 days, with the 4th day being an off day. That was noteworthy. That's what I should have said. Noteworthy. I'll change that.
Noteworthy.
That's
I mean,
noteworthy.
that's tough, dude. That one,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. To your point, the Tony Vegas one. Even when that happened, I was doing something and
Yeah.
I saw our group chat, but I was like, man, I know Connerson's college. I don't think he's gonna try to like ruin this guy's life.
No, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think that's
Yeah.
like the kind of dude he is.
No.
But
Dude, I had my mom hit me up like the next. That's when I realized that it gotten serious. Was like, so I was down the shore. My wife has a place. My wife's family has a place down in Wildwood, and we're there. Like we were out for Father's Day. We come back. I see that it just came across my Twitter. See it. Sent the tweet out. Sent like 2 follow-ups, and then just went to bed. I was like, okay. Like I literally thought nothing of it. Next day, I wake up to like a text from my mom, be like, "Why were you mean to that Tony person?" And I'm like,
oh,
"What the hell are you guys talking?" And then I looked at my Twitter, and that's when I saw like, "Oh my god!" There were Reddit posts on me about like, now I like the people that cracked me up were like, "We had your back against Jamal, and now you try to kill Tony Vegas," and I'm like,
he tried to kill him.
a couple of different things here. Like, I did not try to end this guy's life. Like that was it was a little extreme. Like I thought it was like, yeah, ball busting going back and forth, but I'm not an evil person. Like that's the thing. I'm not a bad human. So that one was a little strong. But again, like I will say, Matt, thank you for the lesson in doxing, because I'll be honest with you, that was never a word that was in my dictionary before. And then Jet fans had me worried that my Twitter was going to get shut down over this. So I was like, holy crap! Like, am I going to get my Twitter like
Yeah, I've
suspended
seen
for
some
the next month?
insane things on Twitter. If that like gets someone kicked off,
Come get me over it. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
again,
I
like
made
what
a
I'll go back to is Tony was not like, he was not running something illegal. Like he wasn't even tweeting. Like I went back and checked. Like he wasn't tweeting anything controversial. Like this wasn't like he was, some of the fake Twitter accounts, like Wes Steinberg is one that's out there on the Giant side of things. Now he's like true parody, but he'll like tweet out some really ridiculous things that aren't real. It's all satire. It wasn't even like Tony was tweeting this absurdly wrong, incorrect things that were like about players' families or coaches' families, where it's like, oh my God, he tweeted that, now he's going to get fired. He literally was just tweeting about the Jets. So I never in a million years were like, oh, this guy's going to lose his job. And luckily, like from talking to Tony, like there was no downside. I have since deleted the tweet per Tony's request, so that there's no ties to his employer or anything like that. And like I said, I'm sorry for the shit show that came from that. Yeah.
Look, if you didn't apologize, there was a chance that I was gonna get Tony Payments to come on without telling
Really?
you.
Were you gonna like black out his face and do like the
Well,
fake deep voice?
We should have Tony on.
Like,
He's a good Jet fan. He's obviously trying to make a name for himself. So Tony Payments always welcome to come on the program. Glad that it's water under the bridge.
Yeah, if he had a podcast, I do his podcast too. I don't think he has anything. I think he just tweets, if I'm not mistaken. I'll do like a Twitter Spaces with him. That'll be fun. We'll all do a Twitter Spaces together if he doesn't have, or you guys actually have the show, so we'll come here.
I like it.
Together.
So Connor, we'll hit you with a few rapid fire. We probably only have you for 10 more minutes.
No, you're good. You're good, actually. I've got more time here now than I expected to have. I'm just waiting for the Giants game, and I don't have that many responsibilities tonight, so we're good.
I like it. So here's a question I have. Robert Salah, you brought up before. I felt like the article kind of buried him last year, showing he's a little bit insecure. The cell phone thing was crazy. Like a few Salah comments from like November to December didn't look great. Have you seen a change to Robert Salah now this year? Has he developed more as like a different type of leader? Because the stories that were out when they were struggling last year weren't too great.
I think he's caring less about what is said on social media, caring less about what's posted on social media. And I think he has he's been better with not trying to please everybody. I think one of the things that he was a little obsessive over when he first came to the Jets, which is understandable, but also impossible to do in the New York market, was controlling the narrative. He wanted to control the narrative. And unfortunately, when you have so many people covering the team like you do having the Jets, and all of us talk to different people, and everybody talks to people, and not only that, but people within the Jets building talk to other people, and those people eventually can talk to people and get back to us. Like, information that you don't necessarily want out there is going to eventually get out there. And I think his first couple of years, he was obsessed and fixated with the only thing that was coming out of the building was going to be said by him or Joe. And that was like the only thing that was going to come out of there in terms of news and information and rumors and gossip. When that was not necessarily the case and things started leaking like they do with every single building, I think there was like a what the hell and then a scramble to try to fix it. And unfortunately, in doing damage control, he ended up making some situations significantly worse. I think what Robert has learned now, though, is that the only thing that's going to fix anything is winning. And that's what he's focused on. So people can say what they're going to say. People can do what they're going to do. People can criticize and rip him like when Beningo did it, or like when you'll hear on the midday shows and the afternoon shows and all that other stuff, just dragging him. I think that stuff used to bother him. And now it's just like, there's nothing I can do to fix any of that. There's nothing I can do to change any of that. We just have to win football games and then it'll take care of itself.
It's true. 100% accurate.
Yeah.
100% accurate. Connor, player-wise, the big two, there's, of course, the Hassan Reddick stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of the building, Devontae Adams is the big rumor. Do you see the Jets adding anyone else before the season starts? Like Connor McGovern's name gets thrown around. You see like a sexy name like Justin Simmons, another safety. The Jets seem kind of set at safety. Do you anticipate them doing anything else roster-wise?
Yeah, Connor would make sense, but the problem with Connor is that he was this team's starter for 3 years. Was it? Was McGovern the starter for 3? Right,
3 years. Then last year he was kind of part-time. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3-4 years he was the team starter. It's tough to be a starter like that and then re-sign and be a backup or be like a swing guy. There's some ego and politics, but that's just a weird thing to do.
Right.
And he was going to be the starter all of last year. Like the plan, I know people get on me sometimes, but like the plan was not to play Joe Tippmann last year, and then they had to play him because of injuries. Joe was pretty honest during the NFL draft that there isn't too much left in the budget for them to make a significant upgrade. So I think you'll see most of the changes being waiver wire. And then if you want the big splash, I think where you will see Woody greenlight a significant addition that would potentially cost coin. His big thing right now, Woody's, is that you guys got to show me. We're not just going to keep writing blank check after blank check after blank check like he kind of has the last couple of years. You need to show me that you're deserving and worthy of that additional money and that additional spend. Because, again, this is coming out of his pocket. And the way that you show you're worthy and earning of that is you win some football games. So if we're approaching the bye and the Jets look like they're one of the best teams in the NFL, or the Jets are right in the thick of things for the AFC East, or they're right in the thick of things for the playoff picture, then I think you'll see Woody go to Joe and say, what do you need at the deadline to get us over the hump? And that's when you'd see a Devontae Adams trade if he's actually made available. Where I was actually talking to somebody about this over at the Jets actually today, is that they were kind of just having casual conversations like, hey, you watched the joint practice against Washington, what'd you think? And I was honest with them in that if you guys stay healthy, you take that X factor of injury out of it, I don't see that many weaknesses on this roster whatsoever, with the exception of opposite Garrett, where I have some legitimate concerns with Allen Lazard. Jason Brownlee really hasn't taken that next step like I expected him to in training camp. And I think a large reason for that is just he was dealing with some injuries, but he doesn't look like he's a starter in the NFL necessarily.
Right.
And then you have Gibson, who's a slot, and Malachi Corley is very much a developmental slot. I still feel like if Mike Williams goes down, you need someone opposite Garrett. Like you need another receiver. But I said to him, I was like, look, even if Devontae doesn't happen and that doesn't move forward, usually I feel like receiver every single year, there's 2 or 3 guys available at the trade deadline that you can go out there that would make a difference. Like
guys are going to cause problems and want to get out of their own situation. Yeah.
Exactly. There's so many good receivers around the NFL, and especially good number 2s and number 3s, that usually a bad team, like a really shitty team, has 1 or 2 receivers that would want to get traded, and you can go out there and make an offer. So I think the Jets, you'll see one of their significant additions being that by the deadline, if they're a winning team and Woody says, okay, go get us over the hump and let's make this run realistic.
All right. Devontae Adams is a Jet. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah, it's a big if he's ever made available.
I got a question for you. So you're plugged into the Jets. You're plugged into the Giants now.
Yeah.
Random question, not team related. Turf fields. Okay. You'll hear about logistically it's impossible. MetLife has concerts. You can't have grass fields. All that, fine. There's like a study out there that MetLife would be like $15 million per year to get grass fields and make it maintainable. If it's $15 million per year and it's 0.02% of Mara and Johnson's net worth, is there a question to be asked of one of the owners of what it would take to get this done? And can you do that on behalf of Jet fans? Because every player wants a grass field. I mean, come on.
Yes. No, you're right. So the last conversation I had with somebody about this was Mara, and it was a couple years ago. I want to say it was when the Giants had those joint practices with the Lions in Detroit. And the one thing that he said was that they are continuing to do studies after studies after studies, and they are researching it time and time and time again where they do, and I know Mara does, want a grass field in MetLife Stadium. What he said was the problem was the concerts, the Jets, the Giants, and also the high school games. And the state has a say because the state, if I'm not mistaken, the state owns like a portion of this stadium, like the state of New Jersey, and they play state championships here, and that brings in significant revenue for the state. So they have a say. Right now, there is not a field that is possible because you got to think about this too, Matt. Like, how many times are there a Jets game on Saturday or a Jets game on Sunday, Giants game Monday? You know what I mean? Or a Jets game Sunday, then a Giants game Thursday night, or the Jets are playing. Like, it is a challenge to do it. I know that they're researching it. I know that they want it. It's not like they're like, no, screw it, we're going to do turf. I think that within the next, this isn't reported, this is just my opinion. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to have grass here at MetLife Stadium. They just need to find the surface that can withstand all that beatings. I don't even think the concerts are that bad. Like, I really don't. I don't think the concerts are a big deal here. I think it's the high school games and the Jets and Giants playing, and the fact that it's not like, I mean, you guys kind of remember this, when they were playing at Giant Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, it was if the Jets were home on Sunday, the Giants were away, and if the Giants were home, the Jets were away. Like, they did not play in the same building. It's only until they got turf. So it would take some scheduling gymnastics. I think what makes it hard now is also flex scheduling, how that can change things. So I know it's a priority. I know it's something they want to do. They just haven't found the turf that would make it work, or a grass field that would work.
At least It's not cost, because then they could have just not signed Alan Lazard and gave that money to the field.
yeah, right. Yeah, that was cool. That signing was something.
Oh, man.
I got one more, Mike, if you have one.
No, rattle it off, Matt. Go.
I want a surprise cut and a surprise make for the 53-man roster. Every year, there's always that surprise cut.
Oh, I got to think about this. How about you? Actually, I was just talking about this with Pat Leonard with the Giants and Dan Duggan, who covers the Giants as well, where it's like a lot of times people that we think are surprise cuts or the people that we think are surprise makes aren't necessarily for the fans. So, for example, like where I'm like, oh, that guy's definitely getting cut. That's not even a surprise. But then you might think he's going to make it. So, Is Izzy Abataconda, would that still be a surprise
cut? That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Talked about, but it's interesting. That's.
I think Izzy would be a surprise one for me.
I thought they were using Isaiah Davis as the kick return. I went to practice on. We were at the practice.
Yeah, they use him a lot. Dude. They've been using him once for a while. Behind Braylon Allen, but he's working in there. Who else?
Braylon Allen looks like a monster. Holy shit!
Yeah,
how do you tackle that guy?
Yeah, his receiving out of the backfield too. Like, I think he's going to be a really good compliment to Brees. Who else? Throw some names at me, and I'll tell you if you have like guys on your mind, I can tell you if I think they're going to make it or not.
Matt's putting me on the spot too. I wasn't prepared for this question. I didn't study.
I'm so bad with this one. I can look it up and then I'll hit you guys up. I'm trying to go through the depth chart.
No, I hear you.
Mike's going to pull up the depth chart. Mike will pull up the depth chart. Random question: who's your favorite player to interview? Who's like the nice guy? When you get a chance.
Garrett and Sauce are both awesome. Like, they're such good dudes. Like, that's
a good thing to hear.
Those guys are superstars. Like, especially from Sauce's perspective. You can make the argument he's the best cornerback in the entire NFL. And he is such a down-to-earth good dude. Like, he's one of the, like, I've covered players, whether it was Revis or even Crow or, like, Sheldon or Mo. Like, these guys that were Pro Bowlers, top of their game when they were here with the Jets. They would sit over at their locker. They wouldn't talk to anybody. You could go up and just bullshit with Sauce any day of the week. Garrett's a little more in and out. Like, he's not in the locker room that often. But as soon as he walks in, it's, oh, hey, Connor, how are you? Like, knows every reporter by their name. Like, just a good dude. So that's actually, what's funny is that I was watching somebody told me when the Giants and Lions had their practice with all the brawls and stuff like that Dan Campbell had let Dable and the Giants know, like, there's like 3 or 4 guys on our team that are kind of shit starters and stuff like that. And on every team, you can usually find dudes who are, they're not the choir boys per se. The one big compliment you can give to Joe Douglas is that the roster that the Jets have put together, again, you've got some guys that are sensitive and some guys maybe that might get in trouble off the field a little bit. But for the most part, the roster is filled with good people. Like, the culture of the locker room is so much better than it ever was with Adam or Todd and that's not an indictment on Adam.
They specifically drafted this way too.
Yeah, like, think about like when McCagan was drafting guys like Ja'Kai Polite and signing people like Tremaine Johnson and Le'Veon Bell. Like, those were bad dudes. Like, those were not good dudes. And
clearly,
and like those are like really good. Like, the locker room is really, really good. Like, it's tough to pick a couple, but those two guys are really good interviews, and I enjoy it. And Tony Adams too. Tony Adams too is another one who I really enjoy talking to, and Jermaine, even though he lit me up on Twitter, that one surprised me. Like, Jermaine,
that was a weird one too.
Yeah, I talk to Jermaine all the time. That's what surprised me about the Jermaine. I saw this, like, We talk all the time, but yeah, I like Jermaine a lot.
What do you
Carl,
say?
like,
You're like, he lined up on the right. He's like, I lined up left, like the most aggressive
get it.
tweet ever. I'm
Not
like,
great. I think I use Stonewall, which obviously is a word that he's, I didn't realize that he would be upset over that. But I mean, unfortunately, this isn't. We're in training camp, so we're not in the locker room right now. It's a bummer that he sent that when he did, because I would have gone up to him the very next day and be like, dude, read like, my bad. I'm like, sorry. Like I did not mean anything by it. I DM'd him and I sent him a note just to let him know like where I was coming from and things like that. So I'm not. What do you call me, a liar? I was like, I'm not a liar, man. Like I'm good, but. Unfortunately, where we watch practice, it's a blessing and a curse. We're up on this patio overlooking the field from like 100 yards away, so it's a little bit hard to make distinct observations. But that one, I'm surprised because I hit up a couple people over the Jets. Can you send me a clip? Like, was I really off? And I was. Like the player that got stonewalled was Michael Clemens. It wasn't Jermaine Johnson. So that was my bad.
Well, there's a fight.
Yeah, you go, man.
There was a fight the next day, and they're like, someone tweeted like, I don't know who started it, and I was like, Connor Hughes said it was Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, I saw you say that, and I was like, oh please don't. I was waiting for another tweet from him, but I think he understood I wasn't there. Yeah.
But speaking of the D line, that might be the one position that I'm not sure who's going to make the team out of those, because you see all these clips of Tack McKinley playing really well. Then you have Michael Clemens with the starting unit without Hassan Reddick there. So there's a logjam there, Connor. Maybe that is a position that gets a little funky.
Interior, I mean, I think the veteran practice squad helps them a little bit potentially with McKinley. But you figure they're probably going to keep 9 guys, right? But the fascinating thing right now is, when is Reddick going to report? So you have your locks, and then I think you have guys like Eric Watts that are kind of forcing their way onto the roster. And now Watts is somebody who, with a quiet preseason, can be found and squeaked through to the practice squad. He is somebody, though, that if he has a couple sacks here or 3 sacks in these next 4 preseason games, he really makes a name for himself. It's going to be hard for him to be brought back to the practice squad, because he's the type of player that somebody else will claim. Because when you look at the Jets, you see a defensive line that is pretty damn good. And I know it's a kind of a crazy thing to say, because the Jets haven't won that many football games the last few years. But usually when guys from like the 49ers get cut, or guys from the Chiefs, or guys from the Ravens, teams that aren't good enough to make those 53-man rosters, probably good to make somebody else's 53-man roster just because of the talent that's over there. The Jets defensive line, the Jets secondary, they're at positions now where they're such a strength that the players that get cut there will likely be found by somebody else and picked up on their roster. So if Watts goes off in the preseason and the Jets try to squeak him through the practice squad, I don't think he's going to get through the practice squad. I think somebody else who needs a pass rusher, needs a line, will pick him up. And he's looked good. He continues to flash in camp.
I think the Jets had 7 guys last year also that they cut.
Yeah, which is wild. Crazy.
That signed with other teams, which is a good sign.
Yeah, look at Pinnock, the guy who was going to start for the Giants at safety, like a pretty good player. I mean, he was with he was the Jets player, and I'm
Lawrence Cager too. Yeah, it's weird.
Cager, yeah. Pinnock was one that was interesting. He just had some immaturity issues with the Jets, where it was like late to meetings, some off the field stuff. That it was just the Jets actually thought he was going to get through the practice squad. They believed cut him, let him mature, put him on the practice squad, keep developing him. He obviously did not. The Giants took him, and he's matured pretty well over here. I think that was a wake up moment for him and what he needed. But luckily for the Jets, they had Tony Adams waiting in the wings, who's really he's really developing into a pretty nice player. I don't think he's like Pro Bowl All-Pro guy, but he's a starting safety in the NFL, which is always a positive find when you're talking about an undrafted guy.
Yeah. And that would have been my last question: is the weakest person on paper for the Jets is safety. Tony Adams, Chuck Clark, and Ashton Davis, which is not terrible.
But is it a weak?
We might have lost Connor.
Oh no!
Oh, my back.
I think he's back.
I was getting a phone call.
You're back.
That's why you're doing this with your camera. I was like, what is that?
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. It's actually my boss, so I got to call him back. He knows I'm doing this, so it's a big deal. I would say that I don't think safety is that big of an issue for no other reason than you have 3 pretty damn good corners that are going to eliminate that issue. If the Jets had like average corners, I'd be like, ooh, that's going to be an issue because now you're relying on your safeties. The safeties are going to be able to be Chuck Clark can be down in the box, and Tony can pretty much run deep and play kind of a high cover opportunity.
Listen, if safety's not an issue, the Jets are winning 14 games. I'm going to go put my futures bets in.
Really? 14? That's a lot. My issue with that is I think they're going to start very slow. I think they're going to start very slow before they get hot. I think that's the thing. It's going to be. I think they might win. they'll probably win 10 games. I think if things break their way, they can maybe win 11. But I think they're just going to be slow because you have Aaron who hasn't played in so long. Some new pieces on the offensive line got to merge. But I think what you'll see is a team that might not necessarily win the division. They might be a wild card team. However, they will be the team that in December, I promise you, everybody's saying you don't want to see the Jets in the playoffs because they're the hot team. Like that's the storyline that'll be tied to the Jets.
Oh, music to my ears. I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
They got to stay healthy though. They got to stay healthy.
Well, Connor, we know you have to go to your boss. Go give your boss a call back. Thank you for joining. We'll have
Thanks,
you
guys.
again.
I appreciate you.
We'll talk
Absolutely.
to you soon, man.
To make up for my next controversy, I gotta cook something up. I gotta start thinking about some other words. I'm thinking about uncharacteristic. I'll use. I'll throw one of those. I think next time like Garrett randomly drops a pass and a uncharacteristically alarming. I think I'm gonna send that and just set the world on fire.
Please do it. Now we have this clip as proof that it was it was planned. Do it. We'll send it out.
Yeah, I just gotta hit up Garrett and make sure he doesn't come at me and be like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? I gotta let him know. Hey, this is all planned.
Jermaine anymore, dude.
I gotta see him. I gotta say, dude, like
maybe stay away from him.
Dude, I want you to get hurt. Like virtual reality when I was like, I love him. I think he's a great dude. Like, Jermaine's a great dude. Like he's an incredibly intelligent player. Like he's very smart. He has interests outside football. Like I really enjoy talking to him. Calm demeanor, and then you get him on the field as an animal.
You should double down. You should double down. Be like, he did stonewall you, bro. Like, hit the gym.
Yeah. No, I know what's funny is like there was one practice down the field, Braylon Allen lowered his shoulder and went into a defender and knocked him back. And Zach looked at me and he goes, I think that was Jermaine. And it wasn't. It ended up being Tony Adams or like somebody else. But again, it's all the way down the field. Jermaine was just running in the area. He goes, I think that was Jermaine. I looked at him, I was like, you're out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm tweeting that. I was like, out of your damn mind. I was like, I'm saying truck stick defender, like parentheses, don't know who, I'm parentheses.
Yeah.
I was like, out of your mind.
Not number 11. All right, Connor. Thanks a lot, buddy. Try to teach Joe Timmon how to snap and
I will.
Take care.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Connor Hughes joins the program. Like, very fun interview.
We're still recording. This is cool.
Yeah, well, you asked me a question before we started recording. Yeah. And I was thinking about the entire episode.
Do you think you can get it?
No, how many people caught a pass for the 2023 Jets?
Yeah, I don't know. Did I say that on air?
No, before.
So the question was, well, you just said it. It's not as exciting now, but it was how many people caught a pass for the 2023 Jets? Dude, it's tough. Let's see.
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 guys.
I think I can get close.
17 guys caught a pass. 18 guys were targeted. I think you can get close. Yeah,
So running back room.
Yes.
Hall, Carter.
Yes.
Izzy, Bam
Yep.
Knight.
No Bam Knight. That was 2022.
Oh, yeah, he was on the Lions last year?
Yeah. There's one more running back.
Nick Baldwin.
Nick Baldwin did catch a pass, but that's not who I was talking about. So that's 4 out of 17. There's one more running back who you'll get.
I will get.
Yes.
Okay. Tight end, we'll go Conklin, Uzama, Ruckert.
Yes.
There's another tight end.
Well, I could click these as I go. This is great. I'm on Football Reference. Conklin, Uzama. Who else did you say? Ruckert?
Ruckert.
Is there another tight end? Yeah, there's one more tight end.
So I need one tight end, one running back left.
Yes.
All right, wide receiver.
Uh-huh.
Garrett.
No. Yes.
Lazard.
Lazard did, contrary to popular belief, he did catch some passes last year.
Gibson, Brownlee.
That's right.
Malik Taylor.
Very nice. That's a tough one. That's one of the difficult ones.
So I probably need like 3 more wide receivers now.
There are 2 more wide receivers.
2 receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end. Was there like a fake punt that somebody called?
Yes, that is one of the guys, and that's a difficult one.
So that's the 5th. There's 5 I need left.
I don't even remember this happening. But, yeah, you need 1 running back, 1 tight end, 2 receivers, and the fake punt catch.
Okay, we're getting there.
Out of the guys left, 1 is still on the team. What running backs did you say? You said Brees. You said Michael Carter. Who was the third guy you said?
Izzy.
Okay, that's right.
And there's
The other
one
running
more.
back is you should get.
This is bad. I know people are yelling at the screen right now.
It's tough. I mean, you rattled off some good ones. You got Malik Taylor quick too.
I feel like I actually like I feel as if I have like true memory loss, and I remember like so many. I remember like every game last season, the year before. I can tell you every game almost in order from week 18. Or I'm sorry, 2018 on.
Yes,
But you would probably have gotten this much quicker than me. And I'm
no,
looking
this is
around.
tough.
I don't have.
You're looking, yeah. There's nothing to base it off of. I can start giving you some hints. You'll get them extremely fast, but
Yeah.
if I give you the hints, I remember when the Jets had Darnold, we really were like digging into the.
Oh, we
into
knew. I knew the whole
highlight
53. I was like
Yeah,
a party trick. I'm like, give me the active 47 guys who played last week. I'll
yeah.
tell you in
This will be one
2019.
of those years where we're going to do the same thing, where it's a good year. We're rewatching the games, like fired up.
I know the running back. Like it's just right in front of me. I don't know
It's
why.
yeah. It was the number 2 running back. He's a man, was the number 2 running back last year. But I forgot about this person. It's a good NFL player.
I have a name. I think it's like I give me
No,
the
it's obvious.
first letter of the last name.
C.
Coleman.
No.
Why did I say Coleman? Wait, what? Why can't I get it?
Real, like good, very, very good NFL running back. Pro Bowler, multiple time Pro Bowler.
I'm in a dark spot right now.
You'll get the running back.
All right.
Played 15 games. All right, let's do the.
Give me a wide receiver hint.
Wide receiver hint. One guy, one of them had one catch last year, notably, and did not finish the season with the team.
There's a receiver that caught one pass and they traded him.
Basically,
It's a notable move.
Yeah, he was a free agent signing last year, and then they traded him after 5 games.
I don't think I'll get him. Like I'm like
You're
my
100%
brain
gonna
is
get it.
my brain is shot.
He had a very he had a cool moment in Hard Knocks that people memed a lot.
Oh, Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb is one of them, but
Yeah,
that's not what I'm talking about.
All right, that's an obvious one I should have gotten. All
There
right,
we go.
so I have 4 to
Randall
go.
Cobb also had one of the worst seasons of all time. 11 games, he had 17 targets and 5 catches, which is insane. I could actually do that. The other receiver was supposed to be wide receiver 3 to start the season, caught one pass, and then they basically cut him but traded him for like nothing.
He's a Hard Knocks guy, you said.
He had a moment on Hard Knocks that went viral. Not on the field.
It's them in the auditorium, like before like the rookie
Yes.
show. And he picked, it's fucking Mecole Hardman. Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
it's Mecole Hardman.
Oh my god, so bad. And then
the tight end you also should get. The tight end has been on the Jets for a while and like has just been the number 4 tight end. And is still currently on the Jets.
it's not Zach Kuntz.
It's not Zach Kuntz.
It's the same type of, they drafted him probably like 4 years ago.
I don't even know if I don't want to click out because I have every guy selected.
If anyone made this far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're sponsored by Jet X Factor.
The Jets. He was an undrafted free agent before the 2021 season.
Before 2021?
He has 4 career catches, and his biggest career highlight is in a preseason game also.
He caught the Hail Mary from James Morgan. Kenny Yeboah.
Yes, it is Kenny Yeboah.
This is bad.
How'd you get Malik Taylor so fast? The running back you have to get, and then you're just missing the.
You know why I got Malik Taylor? Because I was thinking like the current, like who is the current receiving core in the Jets? He's a part of he's like the 7th guy.
Yes.
And I should have got Kenny Yeboah. Cobb I'm okay with not getting because it was such a weird.
So forgettable, yeah.
Hartman's an obvious one, but he caught one pass, and then Yeboah could have been quicker. Who do I need? Running back and defensive player?
Running back you have to get. The defensive players have to just guess all the defensive players.
Chaz Surratt.
No, that's a good guess though. He plays special teams.
Brandon Eccles.
Yes, Brandon Eccles is the defensive player. Fun fact: he had one catch last year. He had 2 catches against Tua Tagovailoa in his career. Both.
Is he the Hall of Famer with a running back?
He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's like borderline. He's a terrific player. He was one of the biggest offseason moves last year, and it didn't really work. Are you all right?
People are gonna think I don't watch Jack games.
Yeah. How did you get fucking Brandon Eccles before this?
So Zach Wilson drops back. He throws a swing pass to Michael Carter, who goes to the Cardinals. Brees Hall.
He does
Izzy's
swing
back
this
there.
way, and then they probably got like 6 yards and did something annoying. He had 15 catches for 78 yards. After the Jets got Rodgers,
Yeah,
they made a couple moves.
they did, and we were like, "Oh, it's such a cool move."
We, yo, why you fucking match your chair, bro? What is that? I can't even tell. I can't tell if it's you or the chair. So they made a couple moves. We liked the move, but it did not work.
The last name of the C is bothering me. It was a bad hint. Okay. I'm like thinking of generic last names with the C, which is probably the worst path to go down.
His last name is a verb for. I can't say it's too obvious. There's a whole channel about his last name, and I'm blurry for no reason. There's an entire channel. I would tell you what channel it was on our old, like where we grew up, but I think I would give it away.
Somebody's ringing my doorbell, and I'm wondering.
They can go fuck themselves. You have to think of this guy. It was channel 29 when we grew up, I think. I don't know if that will help.
Channel 29 was Cartoon Network.
All right, it's not Cartoon Network. Fuck, I don't maybe not.
Oh, that's bad.
This is actually bad. You got to get this guy.
I know it now.
Of course, you know who it is.
All right, I got it. Yeah, this is bad.
You know it?
I do. I don't even want to say it because I'm so embarrassed. But
say it.
It was Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't feel good about it though.
You like that? The Cooking Network?
I think it was actually 29 because I was like Cartoon 27, 28.
But I guess it's called the Food Network, which is tough. I was gonna be like, it's a verb for making food, but like, so
could you imagine the moment we signed Dalvin Cook, you played this video of how insignificant he was to the team?
That's crazy.
We got to be better. Also, I don't think if you gave me the network, I would have gotten it in like 8 hours.
Yeah, I wonder how different things would have been for Dalvin if Rodgers was here. Just in terms of the Jets would have had the ball more flowing drives. He played 15 games, 67 carries for 214 yards, an average of 3.2 yards a carry, and 15 catches for 78 yards. Really bad.
Dude, I really tuned out last year. That's fucked up.
It was crazy. I was looking at this because we were talking before the show with Connor, and I was like, man, that's
I guess Tevin Coleman.
Yeah. When did fucking Brandon Eccles catch a pass? What game was that?
Was it the Browns game? Did they do a fake punt?
Let's see. I know Salah likes to fake punt, which is kind of cool.
I have to go eat dinner. Mike, it was a pleasure as always. Very good video, fun recap video at the end.
Yeah,
we have to do that more often. Next time I'll give you one for like 2020.
I'll fucking smoke you, bro.
Josh Malone, Jehu Chesson. You know what? No, if we have time now, I'm doing.
No, 2020 is tough, dude.
That's why
he caught it in the Dolphins game, the Black Friday game. No, that was a touchdown. That's not true. It was the Bills game that they lost 32-6. Oh, this game sucked.
I actually have to go, but I'm going to give you the 2020 Jets.
No, go. You should go. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. How many guys? I got to go on a date soon, too. With a random girl.
20.
20 guys?
Oh, there's one guy on here that I'm not even kidding. You would never get it. Like, it would be... You could get 19 of the names on here. You do not know 20 of them.
Well, you gave me two hard ones. Jehu Chesson and is he even there?
No.
Fuck. Who's the other guy? He's Josh Malone.
Yep.
Vincent Smith.
Yep. He caught one.
Damn. Who's the other Smith? Josh Smith? Jeff Smith.
Yep.
Josh Smith is the guy in the Rangers. Chris Hogan.
Yep.
Oh, this is tough, dude.
Go position wise. I'm telling you, go running
Yeah.
back first.
Let's go running backs. We'll go Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
He had caught a really nice pass week 1 or 2 against the Bills, and then they trade him away for no reason.
Down the left sideline. Yep.
Yes. From Sammy Darnold. Frank Gore.
Yep.
Did they still have Trenton Cannon at that point?
No.
Oh, geez. This is really tough, dude. I take back my comments earlier.
You can get 2 of the 3 running backs pretty easily, I think.
2 other ones?
There's 3 running backs, but I think you can get 2 of them pretty easily.
That I already got?
You can you need 3 more.
3 more. Okay, I was gonna say, what the fuck?
2 of them are easy, I think.
Oh, Tevin Coleman, you said it.
Nope.
No, he's not even there yet. That's with Salah.
Yeah.
Michael Carter's not there yet. Dude, I really blacked out these games from my head. I'm not even picturing. The only game I'm really picturing is the Colts game, which was awful. I'm trying to think who's in that graphic.
Go tight end.
Who the fuck was the tight end? What the hell's going on?
See, it's terrifying on the spot.
Dude, this is insane. I don't like this.
I know.
Yeboah wasn't there yet.
Nope.
Did we have a tight end?
Can I give you kind of hints going into it?
Yeah, because you got to go eat. You can.
All right. This guy had a big 2019 year at tight end.
Oh, Chris Herndon is one of them.
Yeah, that wasn't even the one I was talking about.
He have 1 catch.
Chris Herndon was 3rd in receptions for the team.
Oh, in 2020. Well, they have Ryan Griffin and who's the other asshole? Big 2019. Oh, dude, this is tough.
Go receiver now. Rattle off the top 4 receivers. Those you can get.
Jamison Crowder.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of your list of your top players from 2020. He was number 2. It's disturbing. J-Mo Crowder. Robbie was gone.
Correct. Who did we draft in 2020? Who was a big free agent guy in 2020?
We had Denzel Mims. They had Rashad Perryman.
Yep. Missing the 2nd leading receiver on the team.
Or his stats. Tell me
I went 37 for 394.
Was it any tutties?
3. Think of the Colts game.
Oh, Berrios.
Braxton.
Wow.
So now you're left with 4 running backs remaining, actually. 4.
There's 4 other running backs on that team?
You have 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. I promise you will not get one of them.
I'm so curious who that guy is.
Running back,
guys.
I'm going to help you through here. The running back, one of the guys was on the team for multiple years.
Oh, Bilal Powell.
Nope. This guy was a good spark guy. They picked him up on the waiver wire, I think.
Yeah, they sure did.
I'm going to give you a lot of hints now. Piercing on his face.
Ty Johnson?
Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson.
This other guy was drafted in the 4th round in 2020. We were like, why are they giving Frank Gore 1 million carries and not?
Yeah. Oh, my God. This is insane, dude.
He went to Florida.
A Florida running back.
Stephen A. Smith cannot pronounce his name.
What was it?
Stephen A. Smith cannot pronounce his name.
Oh, fucking LaMichael Pirine.
Yeah.
LaMichael Perrin.
This other guy scored a touchdown week 1 against the Buffalo Bills in 2020.
We were pissed. What the fuck? Josh Adams. This other running back is a very tough one to get. I don't want to click out, but I'm going to do it. You should.
Fuck, I did it. I would say most notable for being a Dolphins running back.
A Dolphins running back, and then he was on the Jets, and he had a catch. Is it Kalen Ballage?
Kalen Ballage.
I just used him in the Immaculate Grid the other day. That's nice.
So now we get to 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. I think you probably should get. We should get 3 of the 4 left.
Trayvon Wesco on there.
Trayvon Wesco is on the list with 1 catch for 5 yards.
All right. We're heating up. Who's the good tight end from 2019?
You got Ryan Griffin.
Oh, that was the hint. There's another tight end.
Another tight end, and kind of Ryan Griffin-esque in terms of like not their stats, but their demeanor. And I would always project this guy to get the first touchdown for the Jets. Like 3 years he was on the team. He does nothing.
Oh.
Number 87.
A white tight end, number 87.
Yep.
His demeanor. What the fuck is that?
Like they look alike, and I'll tell you why. The Redskins game. In the Redskins game.
Oh, I know who it is. It's Daniel.
It's a good hint. That was a good hint.
What
Their
the fuck is
demeanor's
his
the
last
same.
name? He had the Darnold rolled left and threw the nice touchdown to him.
Daniel.
Now I'm thinking Daniel Bellinger is the Giants tight end. What the fuck is his name?
It's a Ivy League college.
Daniel Harvard. Daniel Brown. That's good.
Daniel Brown. Now, this other guy we talked about with Connor moments ago.
Oh.
Maturity issue.
He said Le'Veon Bell. He said Tremaine Johnson.
I went to Miami.
And then the other guy he said was Ja'Kai Polite. Did we talk about him? This other guy?
Yeah. He's a giant now.
Oh, fucking Lawrence Cager.
And the last one that I don't think you'll ever get.
So that was 18 or 19? Whatever it was out of 20? Yeah. You could say I don't know if I'll get the last guy.
I just want to give you his career stats. He played in 4 NFL games. He played 3 with the Ravens, 1 with the Jets. He had 1 catch for 16 yards. It was enough for a first down.
Oh, fuck.
His name is Jaleel Scott.
Oh, I wasn't gonna get that.
I think that was a tough one. All right, we made it very far. Yeah. We should end every episode with like this same. Yeah. Very fun.
That was fun.
Right. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, homie. Peace.